Welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast. I'm joined here today by this cup.
Not just any cup.
Arby's.
We have the meats. You can see it's a bright day.
It's a bright night. The moonlight is quite bright. So, Charlie, tell me a little bit about Arby's for the viewer who isn't intelligent.
Well, for those who haven't been here, Arby's is not only a restaurant, but it's an environment where families come together and eat meat and other things with meat.
Some would say it's an emotional investment. You know, You're investing not only your time, your money to get,
And your children.
and your children.
And your whole family.
You're investing. You're selling your soul to Arby's, and that's really why we're here today.
Yeah.
Why exactly is Arby's, permitting the selling of souls within their walls?
This is a very serious topic, but it's a good question.
I know it's a good question.
Worth asking.
It is worth asking.
I think a lot of it comes down to a few things. A, Arby's their color is red, which is important. That's important. Okay, see red walls, red cups, red drinks.
If the viewer would be able to see the surroundings,
The
viewer would understand.
flabbergasted by the amount of red.
There's so much red
Everywhere.
Do you think
Everything's
that
red.
could be representative of the bloodshed here?
I think so. I think, I think you're putting those pieces together where red and
I think
blood is red.
I think I really hit the head on the nail.
Yeah, you really hit your head on the nail. I think another big aspect is just the hat in the logo.
I never really noticed that until you just mentioned it.
I always thought it was like scribbles, but there's a hidden meaning in the symbol. It's a
Notice, viewer, it's a red hat.
yeah. If you didn't see that before, most viewers probably didn't see that.
Most viewers didn't
A couple
see that.
might have.
Alas, that's why you're watching the episode today.
Yeah, we're here to tell you some of the truth.
Yeah. Partial
Truth all the
truth.
time. But yeah, that red hat has a lot of symbolism.
Yeah.
Right? Because where do you put a hat?
On your head.
On your head.
On your head.
And what's in your head?
Nails.
Nails and
Your brain.
your brain. Exactly. Now, how do they get to your head and into your brain? Again, with the red part.
With the red.
You connect the dots there.
I'm connecting the dots. I'm starting to connect the dots, viewer. I already connected the dots, but now I'm connecting the dots with you, viewer. Understand that.
For you.
I'm connecting the dots for you on your behalf. I'm interceding for you.
Now the red and the connection to the head and the brain.
Do you think... Now, I'm sure you've already made this connection, but there's a gap in the hat here. There's a disconnect between the brim and the top of the hat.
Yeah.
So, what exactly does that symbolize? That whole process?
That symbolizes the. Also, you can notice that the brim is wider, and it tapers off to the top, right?
As most hats
As
do.
most hats do. But this is important because through that break symbolizes
Perhaps
the lower and upper classes of citizens.
I think
in America.
another piece of that could be like the separating or the splitting into halves of really anything, which is how they get the meats.
It goes back to a covenant, right? Splitting animals in half, and again it goes back to the blood, the red.
So when you just take a moment, take a moment,
connect the dots.
Connect the dots. Arby's is really just teaching us more about covenant theology.
Yeah. And if you can see, between the A in Arby's and the S in Arby's, there are 3 letters.
3 letters.
You know what that means?
You know what that means.
RBY.
Baby
Ruby, which is also red.
rubies are red.
And
Notice also, or think, imagine in your mind's eye, viewer, rubies are precious jewels. You know what else is precious? Especially in Arby's. Nails. And I'm not talking about the nails we have on our fingers, viewer. No. I'm talking about a nail. Much, much better. A nail.
you can see also, they give a little bit of a. They tip their hat to McDonald's. If you look up at the top of the hat, you can see not golden arches, but red arches.
Notice how we keep coming back to the theme of red.
Red. It's
Write
a
that down,
big
viewer.
important thing.
Comment down below why red is so important, especially in Arby's.
Yeah, and you can see it's the red arches, but they're not symmetrical at all.
Not even a little.
Not at all. And they
even
don't
a
even.
little.
It doesn't even come all the way down to the bottom. The golden arches go all the way down, right?
It's more of like
So it kind of starts to come down and goes around, and it's a little messy.
This one is perhaps it's dogging on McDonald's a little bit. A little quiet jab at it in the midst of this just beautiful work here. Also, notice viewer, there's a little thing here, a little R.
You know what R stands for?
Red.
Viewer, connect the dots.
Connect the dots. Notice how it's also in a circle.
It's in a circle.
Completeness. Fullness.
They want to make you full.
They want to make you full.
They're a restaurant.
Mind, body, and spirit. But you have to sell them your soul.
Yeah.
And that's
They fill your
That's
stomach,
where-
but you give away your soul.
yeah. That's where that's where I tend to divide. The paths with me and Arby's are like this, and then once we get there, it's like, because I don't think I'm ready to take that step.
Yeah, it's a big commitment.
It's a big commitment to sell your soul.
Fill your stomach for your soul.
For your soul. However, I do understand.
It's tempting.
There's a lot of red, and all signs point to red.
All Arby's signs
All
are
Arby's
red.
signs are red.
So,
However, in an Arby's billboard or an Arby's logo, other than this cup, it's flipped. I don't know. I'm sure the viewer caught that. Viewer, I'm sure you caught that. Comment down below if you caught that. But the Arby's logo is actually white. The letters are white, and the hat is white. It's actually the background that's red. Why exactly is that?
Now that's an important distinction because on the cup here it's white with red, and on the sign it's red with white.
Could that be perhaps because we're in this building, so we're closer to the source, so we see it in its true light? Or
I think that's a big part of it. I think another big part is that on the sign we can actually. I don't know if there's great visibility from the camera, but if we pan the camera up to the sign, I don't know how much we can see.
I'm not sure how much you can see, viewer.
But if you look there, it's actually got black lines around the white, separating the white from the red.
There's even more distinction, viewer.
And if you notice, what does white and light symbolize? Like a pure soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. We could go back to covenant theology.
Yep, exactly.
Of sanctification and purity, but it's separated from the red blood of Arby's.
It's not quite there. Not quite there.
Which on the cups here, there's no black because the red is in the letters, meaning you've already come into this restaurant and now the letters are red and everything else outside is white.
Yes.
So
that's a really important distinction, viewer. If you don't catch that, then you could perhaps be an absolute buffoon.
perhaps.
Perhaps you could be a British thug.
Maybe.
A naughty boy and all that bollocks.
Yeah, we'd have to shoo you away like.
For the viewer who doesn't quite understand, not sure you want to understand this one. This is something that is quite taxing to be understood fully. It plagues the mind constantly. In some cases, it plagues the body. But I'm not sure if we really need to get too deep into that.
Yeah.
It's perhaps for another time. Or no, never time. No, never time.
Now, if something a little unusual in this restaurant, if you pan the camera down to this table, you'll see it's wood.
It's
right?
wood. Yes, very good. Yeah.
So that's pretty unusual. Normally the tables are plastic or vinyl or whatever. But yeah, so it's made of wood. And what's also made of wood? Cutting boards.
You know what else is made of wood other than cutting boards? Or perhaps another use for wood would be a fire. And you know what sometimes fires are used for?
Cooking meat.
And not just cooking meat, but making burnt offerings.
Let that sink in.
Let that sink in, viewer. We'll give you a couple moments to let that sink in.
Yeah, so that's some big
Hopefully
stuff.
that sunk in. If it didn't, go back and rewatch the whole episode.
A couple times, maybe.
A couple times,
if you need
maybe,
it.
yeah.
Another thing, you know what else was made out of wood?
What?
The Ark.
You know what else was made out of wood?
What?
The cross.
Cross.
And you know what both of those things are connected by?
A nail.
A nail. And also covenant.
And also covenant.
Yeah. But more specifically the nail.
More literally the
More
nail.
literally the nail. They're more literally connected, viewer. If you're not quite familiar with the purpose of a nail, generally you take a piece of wood and you're trying to connect something else to the piece of
Often
wood.
another piece of wood.
Often another piece of wood. It can be something else, but that's not really what we're trying to dive in here. But anyways, you have two pieces of wood, and you take the nail and you place it on the piece of wood, and then you generally take a hammer, and sometimes you don't have a hammer and you just have to use your head. But you bang a nail until it's properly lodged, fully lodged in both planks of wood or whatever you're trying to connect. And but yeah, that's generally the purpose of a nail. Charlie, tell me what's an unusual use for a nail? Perhaps something the viewer isn't quite catching on to that we've alluded to perhaps 1,000 times in this episode already.
Yeah. I would say a relatively uncommon, yet common in our lives, of course. Use
Perhaps
of a
not
nail,
to the viewer.
but is in the end of a baseball bat.
Yeah.
And guess what that baseball bat is made of?
We won't say. I think it's pretty.
I think
but
we know what
the viewer
it's made of.
understands. Viewer, if you don't
The
understand,
consequence of that statement.
yeah.
Question.
If you don't quite understand, viewer, I honestly don't know what you're doing. Go back and watch all the other
All the
previous
episodes,
episodes.
yeah, for
And
the
then maybe
context.
you'll have a little more clarity, a little more context, and perhaps you'll understand a little more.
Another use is putting them in a tire.
Yes.
Or more a misuse.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Not in all circumstances.
Yeah. Depending on the circumstances.
Depending on the circumstances.
Depending
A
whether
well-
or not you want that tire
A
to be flat.
well-placed nail in a tire
Is
can
worth-
do wonders for the mind and the car. If your goal is to have a flat tire.
Yeah. What if you want to get the tire off the wheel and you need to flatten it so you can rip it off with your bare hands? I mean, many uses.
Many uses, many uses.
Going back to the cutting board, right? The tables are cutting boards in a way because they're made of wood,
Yes.
you know. And what do you cut on a cutting board usually?
Nails.
Maybe nails and meat.
And
And what happens when you cut meat?
There's
what comes out?
blood, generally.
Generally.
And
Back to the red.
Back to the red, viewer. If you don't exactly remember what we were talking about, red that should get the cogs moving. And if it doesn't, viewer, then quite frankly, there's no hope for you. Understanding is perhaps beyond the grasp of the viewer. And quite honestly, it's quite sad.
Another thing about the name Arby's. If you look at the letters A, R, B, Y, and S,
It's actually an acronym. Did you know that?
it is an acronym. Do you want to guess what it is, or do you want me to say it?
I already know what it is.
You
so
already know.
It wouldn't even be a guessing
It
game.
wouldn't be a guess, but let me tell the viewer.
For the viewer who has absolutely no idea what's going on. For the viewer who
Is confused for some reason.
confused beyond all reason.
Arby's
Here's the acronym.
stands for All Reptiles Buy Your Soul.
What does that exactly mean, Charlie, for the viewer who is just dumbfounded?
Well, back to the point that you can sell your soul to fill your stomach, right? Arby's, little party trick there.
Little party trick.
I'm not
there.
gonna do it again.
You could use that one,
But
at parties.
use that at parties. People love
It's
it.
a pretty good trick.
Arby's is actually run by reptiles, and they want to buy your soul, all of them.
Every single one of those lizards, stinking rotten lizards, those punks.
And if you go onto the Arby's menu and you look, what kind of animals are being cooked? Reptiles? No.
No,
Cows, chickens. I think they have lamb,
probably other meats.
other mammals,
Meats mashed
mammal
together.
meat.
Mammal meats of all varieties, but the one meat you won't find on there is lizard meat.
Lizard and gizzard.
No lizards nor gizzards. Only gizzards in the lizards.
That's their little-known secondary motto: is no lizards, no gizzards. Arby's.
Arby's.
We have the mammal meats.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's I forgot that one, but now that it comes to mind, it's frightening, to say the least.
Yeah.
To say the least, it's
To say the
frightening.
least.
To know that a food chain is run by a bunch of lizards, and not just any lizards, but lizards who want to eat you.
Well, they want to buy your soul.
Metaphorically eat you and your
Yes.
soul.
Yes.
This is a battle.
It's a spiritual battle.
It's not a physical battle. It's a spiritual warfare against the lizards and their devious ways.
Goes deeper than many of you know or care to know.
You know, many viewers are ignorant of such things, and that's why we are here,
We're here to
with
inform
the
you.
light shining upon the truth, and nothing but the partial truth.
All of part
All
of it.
of part of it. All of part of it.
All of part of it. We will
Remember
share.
that, viewer. Remember that, viewer.
Any closing remarks on this podcast?
Well, viewer, if there's one thing you should take away, and this is not me giving you an opportunity to think and consider what takeaways you're getting. This is me telling you what you should take away. And if you take away anything else, then it's wrong. Viewer, if there's one thing you will take away from this, it's that not all males are bad, but most nail knocker-inners are lizards.
That's the takeaway.
That's the takeaway.
That's it.
That's
I mean, do we have anything else to say? I don't think so.
the takeaway has been said. Now take it and go away.
Take it and go away.